Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Smith. Welcome to another special edition of Litter Media Live. Today, with us, we have Susan Metzger and Amie Reimer of the Pickaway Addiction Action Coalition talking about something that they've got to tell the community that's going to be geared towards youth. All of that's coming up. Our interview today is brought to you by Hometown-Motors Incorporated. Back in just a moment.
Dixie Chopper. Speed when you need it.
Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit dixiechopper.com.
Back with Susan Metzger and Amie Reimer. Ladies, welcome back.
Good morning, and thank you for having us. Good morning. Appreciate it.
Something that's come your way in the form of a grant, I understand.
That is correct. Pickaway Addiction Action Coalition, PAC as we're known in the community, applied for a grant through SAMHSA, which is a federal organization, Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, and it was garnered through Ohio University, actually, their Center of Excellence in Behavioral Health, and we applied for it, and we're happy to say that we have this grant called Talk, They Hear You.
And what's the emphasis behind this effort?
The gist is having parents have that conversation with their youth regarding substance use, misuse, what's going on in our community, all these shops popping up, dispensary shops popping up. We have a lot of grandparents and guardians raising our children, and they're not aware of these vapes and these little, we all know cigarettes, but they don't know what these vapes and contraptions are. So it's more geared for having that conversation with your child. The best one to hear it from is the parent.
Right. Now, if mom and dad, and I don't mean this in a derogatory manner, but mom and dad don't know everything. I shouldn't say that with kids watching. How do they know about some of these things that maybe they just don't know all the information about?
Well, luckily, through PAC, through our Facebook page and Instagram, and also through our website, we do have links that they can listen into or maybe just check into. I know here we've got mental health and awareness weeks and alcohol awareness month coming up in April. And so we are looking at definitely getting the word out to those individuals that they can click on and garner some information that way. So you will see a variety of public service announcements. Yes, they actually have hit the radio waves, and we have ads running at Danbury Cinema. Billboards are going up. Coffee shops are being able to get stickers that they can put on their cups. So just trying to get that word out.
Give us a reminder of the Addiction Action Coalition, when you started, and I mean, this is a new emphasis here with this particular grant, but just the overall mission.
Sure. Pickaway Addiction Action Coalition, our main thrust is to reduce substance use, both in adults and youth. We were established as a 501c3 back in 2016. And so we have been going strong, definitely working with our 4 county school districts and trying to promote that no use is the best way to go, but yes, we do have legal substances here in the state of Ohio. We ask that, especially the youth, refrain until they're of the age of 21. 26 is better because of that wonderful brain development that is so critical.
And we've worked with several community partners regarding things to do for extra activities for the kids to have clean fun. Working with our YMCA with Healthy Kids Fair Day, which is in April, and to bring awareness. We're planning on being at some track meets, some baseball games. We're ramping up for prom season and graduation season, which is right around the corner. Just to bring that awareness that it's safe. You don't have to have a substance to have fun.
Right.
And the whole reason that we were able to do this is that we are a Drug-Free Communities grant recipient back in 2022. So we're in year 4 of a 5-year grant cycle. And this allows federal dollars along with community resource dollars to be able to promote these activities and public awareness and social media. So we're real proud of that we've been able to do that. We've have additional sponsors that have allowed this to happen, that being Adena Health, Ohio Health, the Well-Being Fund of Pickaway County Community Foundation, and our county commissioners as well in Pickaway County.
Are you also working with entities like the health department, groups like that?
Very closely. We've gone in with the health department to work with our middle school kids at Circleville regarding, it's called Catch My Breath. So telling them what happens with these vapes, what's in these vapes that could cause more harm, where are they seeing it, and just having that open conversation to have them realize that there are adults who are willing to listen, who, if you have questions, and that's the biggest thing, because I worked in the school system, and both Susan and I did, and to create that relationship, some of them might not have it at home.
Right.
And so if they feel comfortable enough going, hey, yeah, I saw a friend of mine on the school bus, but at least they can come, how do you want to handle it? How do you want to say, hey, that's not really good for you? How can that student approach his buddy? You really shouldn't do that. So we want to build that relationship with the schools, with the social workers, with the counselors.
Going back over about 30 to 40 years, and all three of us here, I think, can identify with this, smoking went from cool to uncool to it's cool again. What's going on there? And what brought that back?
Flavors.
And a lot of ways to deal with stress. That, we know that the pandemic is over, but that had really increased it as far as getting a hold of these substances, knowing that these substances could be delivered.
We didn't have Amazon when we were growing up.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
What was the internet?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Exactly. And so it was a coping mechanism in the most part. And so unfortunately, this coping mechanism, we'll just call it vaping, as a way of folks to get the nicotine. A lot of substances enter into your lungs, which obviously are not helpful in regards to that. So we're kind of having to do a little bit of a backpedaling because it is so prolific in any of our retail stores, from our common big box stores to grocery stores to
Dollar Generals, Odd Lots, all the small stores.
Yeah,
Wow.
and even your vape shops obviously are carrying.
I
such
apologize,
products.
not Odd Lots. I'm sorry.
They are done.
They're done. But no, the key factor is they're playing on the flavors. The cotton candy, the blue raspberry, mint chocolate chip. I mean, I want mint chocolate chip with ice cream, not some vape. So that's where they're hitting and fine pointing to the youth is it's got a cool flavor.
So wasn't there something before the last session of the General Assembly? They were going to crack down on companies that were doing that?
Yes.
Aiming it for kids?
Yes.
And what became of that?
Some of the crackdown has developed and evolved, but you still have they're pretty much waiting on the state of Ohio of how they're going to really condense all this of what they can see. The state didn't want each little community to be bringing about as far as, we have this ordinance and this ordinance and this ordinance for that. So a lot of communities are waiting to see what our Congress here, state congressional leaders have to say about it. So we're just kind of like, okay, we know that the candy flavored things, as Amie explained, some places will not have them. Some places, have totally done away with it. But yet, it's kind of back and forth, to be honest, Mike.
I guess with any illicit substance, we talk about everything from fentanyl to flavored tobacco and all of that. I guess if the demand goes down, there's not going to be so many products out there because they won't sell.
Right.
And that's where mom and dad come in to try to emphasize to their young people, at least that's what I hear you saying,
Yes.
that get the message across that there's a lot of drawbacks to this.
True.
And best conversation, as a parent myself, is in the car. They're in a seatbelt. They can't jump. They can't.
Captive audience.
They will say that they're not listening to you. They might be playing the game, but if you continue talking, they'll hear you.
Yeah. Some of the things that we have that we are focusing on is these little I don't know, half sheets, quarter sheets,
right.
That will be going on pizza boxes.
Oh, great.
So it's just some talking points, show you care about your child's health, wellness, success. You disapprove of underage drinking. Show that you, as an adult, know a little bit more information about alcohol and drugs, and that you as an adult are paying attention, and that you're listening to what they're saying and how they're proposing it to you. And then we always want to try to build skills for those kiddos so that they have strategies in order to do this. So this particular piece will be going on pizza boxes here in Circleville. And as folks pick them up, they're like, okay, this might give us some resources, and our QR code is on that as well.
And we'll be picking up stickers today that will be going on the coffee sleeves around the shops in town. And so we'll have a QR code as well where you can hit it and find some information.
So along with the material that'll be seen, out in the public, if mom and dad have a question on, okay, help me out here, I need a little bit of 101 education on some of this, how would they go about getting that?
A lot of information is on the internet. We ask that you definitely check into our website, which is drugfreepickaway.com. And we have an email address, info@drugfreepickaway, and Amie or I are willing to answer any of your questions that we have, or direct you to a source if you're looking for some more detailed, more in-depth information. We have a lot of partners in on this.
We also have a Facebook page, and so all you have to do is search Pickaway Addiction Action Coalition. And then we have an Instagram page, and you search Drug Free Pickaway. I do not have Instagram. That's above my technology.
Anything else about Pickaway Addiction Action Coalition you want to touch on before we close out today?
No, we're just very thankful for giving this opportunity to chat to our audience about this wonderful grant. Take a look at it. You will definitely see it in our communities, and definitely click on the QR code to garner some more information.
Very good. Again, our guests today from the Pickaway Addiction Action Coalition, Susan Metzger and Amie Reimer. A guest today on the Litter Media Special Edition, brought to you by Hometown-Motors Incorporated. I drew a blank. I had a senior moment. Now that I'm 65, I can do that. Yeah. Back in just a little bit with today's daily program.